Greetings, Earthlings, and this is another first look and review. And this particular first look and review is dealing with the new Savage Worlds campaign setting called The Last Parsec. Now, The Last Parsec is by Pinnacle Entertainment. They are the creators and of Savage Worlds, and I guess they felt that they were lacking a good, strong sci-fi setting, and thus created this campaign setting that you see in front of me. It was a very successful Kickstarter, and I actually, unfortunately, missed it, but I would have backed it if I even would have known about it. But unfortunately, at the time, I had no clue The Last Parsec even existed. So once I found out about The Last Parsec and started reading about it, they have some free supplements that you can download to read about the races and whatnot, and a little general overview about the game. And you can get that from the Pinnacle website. And you can get that from the links section of my website, tabletopping.net, or you can just click on the down below in the comments section. I'll have a direct link to the Pinnacle website. So after I had read about The Last Parsec, I was wanting to try a sci-fi setting. And I really like the Savage Worlds rules over the last 4 months or so. Savage Worlds has really grown on me, and it's really become one of my favorite rule sets. So I decided to look on eBay to see if anybody was selling any Last Parsec books, because you just really can't find them. And lo and behold, I actually found what you see here in front of you. This is a $125 backers kit that I had bought on eBay. I got super lucky. I paid $50 and it was free shipping. Now, there are not that many physical products out for The Last Parsec. I pretty much have all of them. Like I said, it is a fairly new setting, but on the Pinnacle website, they have actually added quite a few more Savage Tale, one-sheet adventures that are free. They've added, a token pack that you can actually download on PDF, which I picked it up from DriveThruRPG, and I basically picked up all the PDFs also. I did not get the PDFs with this, which I know the purchaser of this did get the books and the PDFs for $125, but I didn't want to ask for the PDFs, so I felt it was right that I just go ahead and in July I picked up all of the PDFs, including the new ones. I think I paid $63 for everything for The Last Parsec, but there were actually quite a few more than what was in the original Kickstarter. So, like I was saying, this is the $125 backer level, and this backer level came with a screen. And you can see here that this Last Parsec screen is actually much smaller than the original Savage Worlds, DM screen or GM screen that you would put your information. Depending on what setting that you were going to play, you would print those out, normal sheets of paper, and put them into the fillable sides. But this is actually a much smaller screen, which I wasn't expecting this. I was actually expecting a full size when it was advertised on the eBay lot, Savage Worlds GM screen. I was expecting the big screen, but for Last Parsec. But you can see lots of nice art and really nice information for the rules, which is really nice. It's something that is really important for a GM screen. You see here's all the different combat options and whatnot, and here's all the different damages and reaction tables and whatnot. So very nice, little small, but it's okay. Now, also with the DM screen came the Enigma Equation, and this is a small softback, and it has all kinds of nice maps in it, all the information, the bestiary, everything that you need to run this adventure, and this came with the actual GM screen itself. Now, if you are going to play The Last Parsec, I'm going to kind of rewind here a little for a couple seconds. You're going to need two other supplements, And the first supplement that you're going to need is the Savage Worlds Deluxe book. You're going to need that because you need the rules, because this is a Savage Worlds game. So first off, you're going to need to have the Savage Worlds Deluxe book. This is going to run you, I think, about $5–10 for the PDF from either DriveThruRPG or the Pinnacle website. Or you can go to your local game store, get the 190-page softback, literally for $10. Or you can get this hardback, I believe. You can get it on eBay or Amazon for $20 if you prefer hardbacks. And this Savage Worlds book is a normal size book, and the hardback consists of about 150 to 160 pages. Now, next, you're going to need the Sci-Fi Companion. This is a great companion, but you need this. This has a lot of edges, hindrances, a lot of this has all space combat rules in here, ground combat rules, and everything for a sci-fi setting. So you need to have this. The one thing that you're going to notice is this Sci-Fi Companion is definitely smaller than the core book. This is the size of the Savage Worlds softback book. So yes, all of the last Parsec books are also the same size as the companion. And I was also a little, I was kind of hoping to have a full-size book, especially for a $125 price point. I really thought that the DM screen and the books were going to be full-size. But anyways, like I said, guys, that aside, it really doesn't matter because the quality of these books are tremendous. I also got, there's the double maps. This has double-sided maps of of all the 4 ships that they created, and this is part of the $125 backer level. And I'm going to show you guys what these look like from the PDFs that I also bought. Now, the books themselves are hardbacks. There's 3 of them, and these are the 3 campaigns that they have. These are Eris Beta 5, Scientorium, and Leviathan. And I'm not going to tell you what these things until basically Leviathan is a planet where everybody goes to hunt large game, and usually the hunters become the hunted. Scientorium is basically your space, and Beta 5, same thing. They're 3 different settings, 3 different long adventure campaigns. Each one has separate hindrances. Each one has its own edges. Each one has its own adventures. Maps are in there. The quality of the books are really nice. Very high gloss pages, as you can see. There's and the one thing that I also want to note about these books, there are quite a few. Now, as you can see here, just in this book here, the Scientorium, you can see that there are tons of Savage Tales. Now, the Savage Tales are basically they're one-page adventures, and these are great to insert anywhere in your game. And these are all last Parsec based, and there's like a dozen here. There's all kinds of settings rules for the Scientorium. There's the actual adventure itself. All kinds of monsters in the back of the book, and the book is just filled with a lot of great art, high gloss pages. I really like the book, and I can't wait to eventually dive in and play the last Parsec with one of my groups. So this is pretty much the format of all 3 of the hard books, and these are like I said, these are the limited edition hardbacks. Now, I've got set up the PDFs that I got from DriveThruRPG. I think I paid $63 for all of them, including a lot of new ones that were not in the backer level. So here's pretty much, the quality of the PDF is great too, because you can see here that this PDF is its own pretty friendly version, and if you're on Adobe, you can just come over here to the layers and just check off what you don't want to print, and it'll just start deducting everything. And like I said, the Leviathan is an adventure on a planet where hunters go to hunt the big game, And as you can see, these guys are, this guy and this woman is scoping these beasts out. But in all reality, the beasts are probably scoping them out too. But the Leviathan, you guys can see here, much clearer. Sorry, I cut the bottom off, guys, because RPG Drive-Thru put all of my personal information at the bottom of the PDF, and I just wanted to make sure that it was not on this video. So the art is really nice. Like I said, all kinds of, each book has new equipment, new weapons, different vehicles. It has the adventure itself, maps. So nothing, art is not lacking. You're getting maps. You're not getting any physical maps, and I have not seen any maps without, without locations, sort of like any kind of traps and stuff. So there's really nothing on the Pinnacle website as of yet for player-friendly or GM maps. And then here's all kinds of, things that you can put your creatures, your characters against, basically all kinds of different random encounters. And all of these creatures are pretty much in the book. Talks about, the different bodies of water. Here's, the adventure. Here's a couple chase scenes and whatnot. And the PDF is actually real nice. Each one of these books, I believe, are about 96 to 100 pages. You can see that, it does have a pretty in-depth art, quite a few maps, and then it has a, the bestiary as well attached with pretty much all of the monsters are in this book. And there's some pretty massive monsters. I'm going to say that. And you could probably take these and put them in a horror campaign or a fantasy campaign, and vice versa. You could bring, if you want to have a little bit more fantasy in your sci-fi, you could also bring in the sci-fi companion or the horror companion, and even extend your arsenal of supplements by a large margin. So there you go, guys. Yeah, almost 100 pages. And that is what the book looks like. Nice, printer-friendly version. Just, control the layers over here. Now I want to show you what the modules also look like. And the modules, fortunately, are also in nice printer-friendly versions that you can just control over here. And the great thing about these modules, this is just an example that I wanted to show you. This is just a short module, and you can see the monsters, all of the stats are there, maps, and it just continues on and on. But this is what I like about Savage Worlds and a lot of their products. At the end, they'll have all kinds of figure flats. They call them figure flats. Well, if you have the the token creator, you can actually create tokens or portraits and just kind of blow this up a little bit. All you would have to do is basically just enlarge it and make your tokens. Fit this token into the actual token ring, clip it out. Very good. And I've also got a tutorial on how to do that. So it's very easy to do. Here's the monsters you can make. And when you make these tokens, you can make them any size. So if you're lacking sci-fi stuff, you'll definitely get tokens and flats and stuff for the last Parsec. Here's some vehicles that you could also make PNGs. Here's a really nice map, very high resolution, and you can see that the detail on this thing is great. And this is at 100% here. So you won't have any problems lining up the grids. This is a two-part map of the ship. And it has a three-part map of the ship, I'm sorry. And like I said, this is just one of the PDF adventures. And it has everything you need. Really nice. I like that. So another thing with the last Parsec, this is with the maps that I had got with the Kickstarter back, and I have 4 maps. Well, I bought the maps as well, and I'm going to expand these up to 100% of what their file actually is. And you can see here that the detail on this ship is amazing. It's already gridded, so if you're playing on a virtual tabletop like Fantasy Grounds or Roll20, you should have absolutely no problem getting these maps, as long as you've purchased the PDF. You can get it from RPG Drive-Thru. You can also get it from the Pinnacle website. Just make sure that it's at 100%, and you will have no problem getting these grids to line up correctly. And I've also got tutorials in the Roll20 section on how to do that. So very nice map here. This is of the drop ship. I mean, the detail is just amazing. I really can't wait to use these maps. Here's one of the other maps. This is the research ship, and I'm guessing this is probably maybe a shuttle as well. So there you go. This is pretty good stuff. This is probably the top layer, well, the top level of the shuttle, and probably the cargo level of the shuttle. And then here is the actual research ship itself. And much like the drop ship, the quality on this map, the detail at 100%, great resolution. It's beautiful. Your players will love these maps. So, especially because there's really not a lot of good ships out there, that and these I think the PDFs were $2.99. So I mean, why not pick it up at such a cheap price, and it would look so good in Fantasy Grounds or Roll20. So, but anyways, everybody, that's it for the first look and review of basically a physical and digital review of the last Parsec. It really looks like Pinnacle is going to do a lot with this, because I know Pinnacle has put out several products in the past, and they basically put out a player's book for them and then kind of forgot about them. Especially speaking of one in particular was Pirates of Spanish Main. I would have loved to seen them do more with that, but they just didn't. But the last Parsec looks like it's going to be around for a while. They're going to put a lot of products out, probably like they did with Deadlands, because there's actually quite a bit out now for the amount of time that it's been out. So, all right. Anyways, everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please feel free to leave a comment down below. Please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And until next time, happy gaming, everyone, and I'll see you then. Ciao.